Right, hello guys, we're live. Boom, just like that. Now I wonder if you're going to get a notification. I hope you are, that we're live, because actually this is the second time in about an hour, just over an hour. Let me explain the context. It's late here. It's approaching 10 p.m. at night. Very, very warm, still almost touching 30 degrees centigrade here. But we've come into the studio because we've just recently done our live stream, and although we'd pre-recorded that and put it out, there was some stuttering on the feed, and everybody who was tuned in on the stream said, yes, we're getting the stuttering as well. So we know it had to be an issue with YouTube. Thanks very much. Consequently, we then missed about the last 10-11 minutes of the broadcast, so we're going to play that back to you very, very shortly. But we wanted to race in here, and we literally have just downed everything. I've picked AD up, we've got in the car, raced over here, and now we're putting the stream together. And we're going to do most of this on Roam Cam. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to finish that part of the live stream off so you can see what happened to the painting. And then, which is just brilliant, we've never, ever done this before, I am going to go in and have a look since, well, for the very, very first time since we left yesterday, straight after we pre-recorded the stream. So I haven't seen it. Adie's been in and seen it, hasn't told me what it's like because he's gone in and got the Roam Cam, which is what we're broadcasting on now. But I haven't seen it, genuinely haven't set foot in there. So I am going to see it exactly for the first time, like you're going to see it as well. So we're going to do that together. We've got the rest of the video queued up. I'm just going to show you a quick, give you a quick sort of tour in here just for a minute or so, just because we're out here. I mean, look at it. Look at it at night. Doesn't it look great with the spotlights on? Looks pretty amazing, don't you think? So let's just go and have a little wander, because it's a shame not to do that whilst we're here. Right, so let's go and have a little look. Yeah, that one over there, which is called Sun Chaser, that's quite a new one. Let's just have a little wander up there. So that's looking pretty nice. And we've just got, the spots on. We've taken most of the tubes away. Now we have to keep these spotlights off at the moment because they would affect what's going on in the pod. Just so we might just want to have a little look there.
Don't worry, guys. There's a lip sync issue because that camera delays. So it's not you, it's the camera. I was trying to tell Ed that he hasn't got his earpiece in.
No, I haven't got my earpiece in. Right, okay, well, I'll stay this side of the camera then. Anyway, there you go. That's a little look at the gallery. Okay, so, right. Anywho, I'll go and put my earpiece in now. So, we're just going to quickly show you now the last sort of bit of the video. So, if my colleague is ready, before I walk into there and us all have a look at the painting together, Adie is going to show you the last bit of the video. Yeah, come onto microphone, mate.
I'm not sure if the guys can see what I can see, but it almost looks like the lines are being bent by the centre and parted open in certain places. The yellow looks like it's sort of bending. That first one closest to you.
Ah, this, yes. I get it.
Go to the next line, you can actually see the white.
Yes.
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 And then you go beyond that, and you've got the line going thinner. Then you have a wider cream, I think that is, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And you can see this. It's parting on that centre. It's opening.
Fascinating. Yes, I see that. I see that. In which case, should I? It's an impossible call, isn't it? What do you do? What do you do for the best now? Ah, goodness me. Ah, wish I had a crystal ball. Yes, I see exactly that, dude. Now, if I leave it, of course, that's going to get covered up, isn't it? And they're just going to become lines. And of course, it's difficult because I can't really see that from this angle. So let me just pop it that way. I'm going to come round and have a look. And now, you could be right. Actually, that could be the bit that you've just said that makes me go, no, leave it. Which could be a real right shot in the dark. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what then, buddy. I'll tell you what. We're just getting some paint coming back over the ridge. So we'll let that coat itself. Okay, and then I'll flatten it and we'll leave it flat, and then we've got to have a go at it, haven't we? We've got to have a go. Do you agree? Because your what you said about it sort of fanning out, I think it could look particularly awesome. So we'll give it enough chance to get some paint back over where I just thinned it, and that will allow me to thin it once more, if that makes sense.
But this is all about experimentation. The guys that are watching now, they know that this is what we do. We try the stuff that other people won't. It's going to cost us in canvas, it's going to cost us in paint if it goes wrong, but if you don't try it, how do you ever know? And if we suddenly find a patination that looks incredible, which is what I'm hoping we're going to do, then it'll be worth it. If we don't, we'll try something else. I'll build something and we'll try it again.
Okay, cool. So we'll just give that a second. Okay, so what we're doing now, folks, we're just letting that rest over the ridge, just to give the ridge, allow it to come back over again. Okay. It's great fun watching paint dry, isn't it? I just need to deal with these drips. The drips have got to go. Let's get rid of the drips. Come on, Ed, let's get rid of them. You can do it. So it is starting to get a bit sticky in here. The paint, the paint's getting sticky because of the temperatures. So we're in unusual territory here. I mean, we've been here before. We've been here a long time, but you still have to react to everything as it happens. No, it's not going to stay. Oh, sugar. Ah. Okay, we got it. I got it. All right, let's level him up. Oh dear, heart attack time.
Oh, blimey, live. So we weren't editing anything out.
Oh,
scared me after death then.
Scared you after death. I think everybody online now is just a collective sharp intake of breath. Right, okay, I think that might be our cue then to level it up. I think so. So yeah, okay, let's level it. Let's find out what happens now.
I think that's destiny telling you.
I think it is. So that's it. that is level now, folks. All right. So we're going to let nature do its thing now. It's had plenty of thinners on it. I'm not going to touch it again now. I think it'd be wise to leave it alone because anything else I do now could destroy it. And in actual fact, what we've done with I'm going to show you now on Roam Cam. Don't think the broadcast is over just yet. I can't let you go because I'm going to show you what's happening as we speak. This is the fun. We're all having fun watching paint dry. Can you believe that? You should tweet that out. I'm having the best time watching paint dry. Let's go Roam Cam in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go see around this side what we've got, hey folks, because some magical things are starting to happen. Let's look at the ridge first of all. You can see as the light catches it, and what Adi said 5 minutes ago is absolutely true. It's starting almost to split, sort of open, which is very interesting, and we're getting all these kind of very, very interesting blends going in now. I know where we start to lose paint, you can see the weave of the canvas, but I'm not worried about that at all, because in some places it's there, and look at that, particularly in the blue. In other places it isn't. Hopefully you're seeing the ridge of light across the top where it's catching the overheads, so it is going to change on that fulcrum point, which is right dead center, and as we start to come down, and I'm going to hit the orange, the yellow here, and we come down, and we see what's happening here with the gold, the way it's mixed with the lime green. That's looking awesome, the way it's catching the light, but we are going to get a stop point around about here, so I'm just hopeful that I've got the right amount of thinners on it, so that it doesn't create huge blobs. And if it creates huge blobs, it creates huge blobs. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? This is life at the cutting edge. Let's go back over here to where we had the black. Now the black was very strong when we first came in with it, and now how much that's toned itself down with the inclusion of gold on one side. We've got an undercurrent of blue going on, and then we've got all these smoky vapor trails which look amazing as it's hit the cream. And as we come into the gorgeous rich purple, these seams just starting to poke their way through. And there, look at that line, the way it's mixing with the black. Extraordinary things going on. There's no special sauce. This is all organically driven by the paints and just standard thinners. That is it. This is why the paints are so incredible. And you've got all of these tiny little nuances going on all over the painting. I'm going to come around the front now.
made a huge mess on the floor. But let's go and have a look at this side. And there we can see in a little bit more detail now as we go up towards the ridge. There we go. Hopefully you can see that now from the other side. And in many places it's beautiful and it's subtle and it's intricate. And in other places you get this dense peppering of colour that just strikes through. It's almost looking like some kind of, I don't know, satellite thing that the International Space Station, that's easy for you to say, would send back to us. There, look, that was that maroony, purpley, chocolatey colour, which is just one of these amazing colours that seems to tick every box. You know, it matches with the purple, but it also brings a little bit of softness to the black, and then it's just wave upon wave upon wave of these incredible kind of horizon points. It almost looks like looking at some alternative Jupiter. I might have said that already, guys, but it really is extraordinary. And of course, now we've done something completely different, because we put a great big pipe down the center of it. And even now as we speak, there it is. Look, it is, as Aidy predicted, starting to kind of dissolve itself. It's getting pushed down. So far, I have to say, I can't find any drips. So I'm going to literally keep these crossed for a few days and hope and pray that that remains a thing. I really do, because if it does stay like this, I will be extraordinarily pleased with that. And there we go, folks. So I'm going to let's give you a shot from over there. I'm not going to now move it because I do want it to do its thing and to settle. I think if we were going to do this as an experiment, this is it, isn't it? This is how we leave it. And there it is, guys. Can you make a work of art using a piece of drain pipe? And I think, guttering. And I think the overwhelming response to that is, yes, you can. Oh my goodness me. Well, how about that on our live, nearly live, almost live broadcast? I really hope you enjoyed that. It's something different. We're trying a different technique yet again. This is the whole point of doing it. I really hope you've enjoyed that. I'm sure that by now my fingers are on fire, having typed a load of responses to your comments. Thank you so much for being part of the stream this evening. We're sorry we can't do a mountain of shout-outs, but we are recording this 24 hours beforehand, and I'm sure I'll have put that into the messages so that anyone joining onto the stream will already know. So anyway, let's give a shout-out to... I'll just insert your name into the comments. How about that? At least we managed to get around you. Oh, goodness me. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's life at the cutting edge in an extremely warm environment. Oh, dear. Ed's going to give you a quick overhead shot. I can't wait to get rehydrated again. But there you go, folks. That's it. We've done something again that we've never, ever done before. You know, we're not trying to raise the Titanic and we're not trying to fly to Mars. But what we are trying to do is something new every time. And I think you'll agree, even though we've done line paintings before, never something quite as enriched and with a lot of movement as this one. So again, another different angle into the lines and the stripes, which we hope you really enjoyed. Just leaves me to say a big thank you to my colleagues set out in sweltering conditions outside, pressing all the buttons. Thank you very much, buddy, for doing that. That's awesome. We hope you have a very great rest of the day wherever you are and whatever you're doing.
Okay, everybody. Right, we are back online. There we go. So that is the last 10 or 11 minutes, well, about 9 minutes of the broadcast. So I just brought you up to speed in case you didn't see what was going on earlier. So we're going to leave the tidy confines of the gallery part with all the lovely spotlights on. Should we just go and have one more wander? Come on, let's have a look. Here we go, look. Oh, it's lovely. It's just so full of colour. Can't put those lights on because they're linked into the pod. But how is that over here? I mean, come on. You know, if you were to stand here right now and just pan around and just take it all in and the textures and the colours, and I'd sit you down and make you a drink and you just chill out here as night comes. It's just the most brilliant place to be. It really is. There's the wooden timber store. Oh, yeah. Because you've got to have one of those, haven't you? And there we go, guys. We were cutting some canvas on the floor here. That's why that's there. Plus cameras, plus lighting, plus tripods. Oh, yeah, spin machine, plus more lights. And the rotating camera holder for the spin table. And we've got more machinery out there. And yes, two irons, because we have to iron the canvases. Plus a load of stuff all hung up here. My goodness me. But would you like to have a look now at the man of the moment. Here he is. Adie's holding it. The temperature is rising. It's now almost 30 degrees. He's got his fan on, bless him. We're all pretty much suffering and flaking in the heat, but our spirits are high. And we're about now, buddy, to go into the pod. This is it, folks. We are now going to go in and have a look. I haven't seen it yet.
First time for Ed.
Yeah, first time for me. First time for you guys. So we're going to get the zipper open on the pod. There's a glimmer of light. This is live, as live as we get. And here we go, folks. All right, here we go. We're going in. I'm going to see it for the very first time as well. We've got a fan on, thankfully. And let's go and have a look. Boom! There it is. Just kidding. There we go. Right. Let's have a proper look at that. Well, oh my goodness me. It is literally all going on. Let's start with what's going on down here. So we've got, look, where it's scooped and found its own level, of course, the paint has decided to stop, which of course it will do. So look, can you see that? We've got an edge. So we've got a dollop of canvas there. There's plenty going towards the edges and they've just stopped all of a sudden. Look what's happened to this. It's literally the lines have gone, no, I'm not going to be a line anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. Isn't that incredible? We've got such a buildup of paint. I hope you can see that along that leading edge going towards where it will be stretched around the frame. Isn't that interesting? And of course then, because the lines have delineated, okay, from straight, look what's happened now. They've gone off on their own tangents. They've decided to do their own thing. We've got form and we've got structure along the center where, of course, the guttering is. But now it's left that and found its own level and its own weight because, of course, the paint weighs quite a bit. This is what's happened. Physics has taken over. I thought that perhaps this would happen and then, you know, at these points we'd get something really cool going on, and we have. Now, if I stand from here and show you that, I mean, that's very much like sort of Jupiter-y kind of, you know, horizon points. But then we get all those bits, beautiful bits on that side. And of course, if I come up here, we've got all these bits on this side as well. Marvelous. Because of course, what's good for one side once it's level is good for the other. Oh, can I touch that? Oh, you can just see my finger, a dimple in it. That is very wet paint. Let's just see if I can get a bit closer. Here we go. Right, there we go. There we go. Is it going to fall away? Is it going to rebound back? Very slowly it's going, isn't it? That could take a minute. Yeah, it is going. It is going. It's almost gone. I'm trying to hold it as still as possible, so you can still put your finger in it. Look, but it is starting to reform back again. Isn't that marvelous? And we've got that. See, we've got the same delineation from one side to the other, but of course it's completely different. That blue's disappeared at the end, but the white's kept its structure, which is nice. Let's move down, and we've got, yeah, the purple's gone off. Interesting though, look, we haven't got as much movement on this gorgeous chocolatey maroon. So that's really interesting, right across the center. But then look what's happened if we actually go. No, we'll go into the center in a second. Gold has also mixed and formed. Gosh, this is literally, I can only barely touch dry it. Let's get up there. Look at that for a blob of the Queen's Gold and what lies within it. Oh my goodness me. What? This is crazy. Look how delicate these small little seams of the gold are. You can almost see each individual metallic flake in there. I think, yes, definitely. Paula, we are going to do some macro shots on this. This is going to be pretty extraordinary, I would think. But all these little blends where it sort of forms on this side are looking absolutely fantastic. Now, I tell you what I do want to do. I want to put it upright, but I can't because this paint, which is liquid, is going to go all over the place. I might be able to do it for about 2 seconds. Shall I see if I can do that? I could do, couldn't I? And then we'll pop a roam cam down, and then we'll get Adie to put it on another camera. So yeah, let's flick to corner cam, buddy. I think that's probably easier. I'm just going to pop roam cam so it's staring at the ceiling. Now I'm going to need my wrench. There we go. So I'm going to have to do this quite quickly. Let's straighten it up. Which way are we going to go? Vertical? No, let's go horizontal. Let's go that way and I'll straighten it up. Okay. And I can only do this for a very, very short period of time because these are going to start to deform. Entirely up to you, mate. Go corner because it's got the best picture. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna see what I can do here, guys. I'm taking my life into my own hands here. Right. How about that? I haven't got long. I'm going to keep my eye on this edge. And there we go. That's the shot. That is the shot. There we go, folks. That's the painting. Right, I'm going to stand here and have a quick look. Obviously, we're going to get the ridge out of the centre. That's got some depth. That looks nice. I'm very, very pleased with that. Yes, indeed, I am. Now, Aidy's going to see if he can get anything on the overhead cam. I'm keeping a very, very close eye on the drips. We haven't got a lot of time before the weight of the paint starts to move it. Right, let's just do that up. I'm going to go to the other side and do the same. No, I'm just going to stay here, I think, just in case it goes. So we will be getting the ridge out of the center, and then this will be formed around its frame. It'll have a finished size of 150 centimeters square. And I think then we're going to be able to protect, especially on, well, the sides. Don't these sides, this sort of palm width here looks fantastic. We're going to see all of that on the actual finished painting, which is really exciting. So suddenly we've gone from linear kind of line shapes now, and we've rather than make a highlight of the center, we've made a highlight of the edges, which I think is even more exciting as well. So I'm really, really, really pleased with that. So let me just walk around here. Yeah, thank you, Paula. Very Venus-like. Yeah, Matthew, sculpture and painting all in one. It is, isn't there? River of Delight, Matthew. What a great suggestion. I like that. Tracy, thank you so much. You love it. I'm very glad to hear that. Welcome back to the stream. Thank you, Julian. That's very kind of you. Yeah, thanks, Beck. I appreciate what you're saying about the Australian summers. And like Adi says in the chat, if we were sat on the beach with a cold one, I'm sure we'd be a lot more open to the idea of having an Australian summer. We'll come and visit you for a month. How's that? Right, now we've gone in the other direction, look, because I think we've just got a couple of working minutes before I have to worry about it. And there it is in a completely different orientation. Not sure I'm a fan of it this way, me personally. I would definitely have it in landscape. So let's go one more turn and then we'll have a look at the floor. Okay, so I'll give that a turn back. No, a turn this way. Thank you, Matthew. You're awesome too. Thank you, Tracy. That's very, very kind of you. Oh, Sandy, you have no words. Well, that's enormously kind of you. If you did have words, let's hope that they are good ones. Thank you, Paula. Yeah, I love the horizontal as well. Well, as you can tell. And this is something very unusual for us. And of course, it's experimental. Let's not forget the fact we're experimenting and we're doing it live, which is now live for the second time. Thank you, YouTube. But I think this has been worth the wait. And I hope you'll agree that actually seeing it, us all seeing it with these fresh eyes together all at the same time, I think actually is quite a privilege, because I'm so incredibly happy with the way it's turned out. And I think I definitely want to have a go at doing more. Maybe we'll put 2 pipes in. Yeah, so you imagine all these beautiful swirls. Imagine getting a second row of them sort of here, you know, so we go in and we go out, maybe one in the center and one either side. Maybe that's the way we go next. Very exciting. This has got a lot of mileage to it, and I think this is a really, really good and positive start. And of course, we can do anything we want with colors. I've got a brand new paint delivery coming on Monday or Tuesday next week, which has got 35 cans in it. So we are going to have a lot of fun over the next couple of months with the live streams during the summer. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm really excited about the technique as well. So obviously a big thank you from me for you tuning in and having a look at that tonight while we did the premiere. We had our issues, which was nothing to do with us. Yeah, I'm going to have to straighten it up now, buddy. We've had our issues with YouTube, unfortunately. But, you know, it's the nature of the beast. Sometimes these things happen. Let's just make sure I've got that back into a level position. Looks pretty good from here. I don't know why I've got the light on my phone. Cute, switch yourself off. Right, is that back level, and have we preserved all the drips? Well, they will sort themselves out, which is fine. I'm happy just to leave them as they are. Yes, Paul, a very good point. Yes, you have to go back and have a look at the making of the video. It is on the channel, and you can find that right at the top of the lists, and it is okay. Even though we had some issues towards the end of it and some stuttering, it was only whilst we were doing the premiere. We have then checked back since, and you'll be very pleased to know that the status of the video is great. It plays fine with no stuttering from one end to the other. Everything is good. We have no idea what happened, and I guess we probably never will, but it'll be a server somewhere having a bit of a fit. But anyway, we managed to get through it in the end, and we raced here as quickly as we could so we could show you the finished item. Right, let me just wipe my hands. So Tracy, great question. Thank you, Tracy. Do we make our own canvas frames? Well, that's a yes and a no answer. When we say that everything is hand stretched around the frames, that's exactly what we do mean, Tracy. So the timber is made up, and then we hand stretch everything around those timber frames. But the timber frames themselves are manufactured in the Netherlands from a sustainable source. They are the highest quality, lowest moisture content that we can buy. So they have a longevity to them and a quality to them that is just unmatched. And actually, we've used those now for, well, pretty much since day one, at least 10 or 11 years. We're buying them from this supplier because they are amazing. And over 700 paintings been made with these particular timber frames. And we buy them direct and we import them. Incredibly expensive. And I spend a substantial amount every year in euros in buying timber, which we now keep in a temperature controlled store. Just keeps the, which I showed you earlier on the Roam cam. So it's very important. The timber is an incredibly important part of this in terms of its components. Let's just move that around because I just want to check this over here. So yeah, thank you, Trace. That's great. I appreciate you asking that question. I'm just looking at how thick that is. That's going to take a few weeks to dry. Crazy. Quantum particles, quantum streams of colored particles moving through the vacuum of space. Matthew, I honestly think you should work for the thesaurus people, because that is a beautiful way to describe what's going on here. Certainly it is. Incredible. Thank you for that. Now, would you like to have a look at what's going on the bottom? Seeing as we are all here, aren't we? We're all hanging out for a bit. If Adie's kind enough to go on to Roam cam. Okay, let's have a little look down here. Now, you know, I put a couple of canvases together because I wasn't too concerned about preserving what was happening on the floor. Next time, it'll definitely have to be one piece. We'll pre-base coat it because that could get quite interesting. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things happening down there as it is. You know, especially where the paint's come off. It's got some very, look at those fronds and tendrils. That's really interesting. Of course, we did have a look whilst we were filming yesterday, but of course it's now had time to dry and figure itself out. And even that, you know, that's going to be a painting at some point. It is. It's, you know, we want to recycle as much as we possibly can. Almost hate to use the word recycling, but that's exactly what it is. You know, we're not wasting anything. We don't want to waste anything. And this is nature at its grandest, isn't it? Because that's physics and chemistry and science that's creating that. And I think that's just as exciting as well. So yeah, all in all, I think a very, very, very successful stream. You can see from this angle that the textures on it look incredible, where it goes from a kind of watered down, thinned out matte finish to then suddenly you get this bulk of the gloss. And these really exciting kind of stop points, almost like dams, you know, or lava flows that just stop all of a sudden, particularly dramatic look here on the edges. So that's extremely exciting. It is going to take a while to dry, though, I think, especially this fella over here. Look. Yeah, I think we'll be getting that out in the sunlight to dry. I know you did. It does look like a thumb. Adi says it looks like a thumb. Now, Paula did ask about whether the heat does make a difference to it drying. Not a huge amount, if I'm honest, Paula. If anything, it might actually hinder it because it still stays quite liquid and pliable for longer, which of course when you get to the giant ripples and nodules and accumulations of paint, it doesn't really help it. So an average ambient temperature and plenty of airflow is pretty much what these need. And when we finish broadcasting, we'll put the extractor back on because it will help just speed the airflow over the top of it and help in the curing process. So I hope that answers your question for you. And there we go, my friends. There we go. We've had a look in 360 degrees. We've had a look at all the close-ups. We've discussed what's gone on with the pipe. And actually, you know, when you're able just to sit wherever you are, you know, that piece of guttering there, wherever you are, you can, you know, hopefully appreciate how much effort and thought goes into doing this. Because it's exactly the case. You know, there is a lot that goes on, even with the aftercare of this and the drying and the curing and trying to figure all that out as well, and when it should be moved and when it should be stretched, and the photography and all those other things. So it is a very, very labor-intensive process to actually create a work of art, you know, and that is reflected in the price of it, but it's also reflected in the ethos as well, and what we choose to do with that. And long will it continue, let me assure you. Right, okay, well, we're going to let that settle itself down now. I hope you've enjoyed that, folks. Please just let us know in the comments what you think. Let's have a quick go back out, say hello to the main man, #legend. There he is.
Read up there, look.
So let's have a little read.
See the creation.
Really special to have seen the creation. Thank you, Michael. Tracy says, yes, my cup runs over surely. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all my days. I hope it does, Matthew. Paula says, really interesting. Here for the tech talk. I'm very glad you are, Paula.
No tech talk, what?
Thanks for doing this, says Samari. You're very welcome. Cookie Monster, you might want to look up Dutch modern expressionist Harry van Gestel. I shall do that. I shall definitely do that. Okay, fantastic. Well, there we go, my friends. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed that. Been very, very kind to tune in again for the second part, the bonus bit. There's someone like, we'll have to get the man that mops your brow, mate. All right? Yeah. It's on his day off. And there we go, my friends. That is our pop-up live stream done in the searing late night temperatures here in the gallery. We hope you've enjoyed looking at the painting, and that's the first time I've seen it, and the first time you guys have seen it. Remember, you can go back and watch the entire stream and look at its creation. And really, that just leaves me to say, until the next time, my friends, which will broadcast, hopefully, fingers crossed, 7:30 p.m. next Wednesday in some way, shape or form. We can't wait to be with you again. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you so much for tuning in again. We hope you've enjoyed that close-up reveal, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. But that's it for now, guys. Please take care, and we'll see you soon.